Welcome to the 2014 Winter Paralympics from beautiful Sochi, Russia, and the Paralympic curling from the magnificent Ice Cube Curling Center. Today our round robin features the countries of Slovakia against the United States in round robin play. The bagpipers, the wonderful sound of Scotland. Usher in as the players sit and wait, ready to play. And wonderful sound of bagpipes. When you hear them, you know you're at the big championship if you're a curler, whether it's in regular curling or in Paralympics. Look at the fans here who've come a long way from many countries across the world to cheer on their teams. The Ice Cube was the recent site for the excitement of the Olympic curling, and now it hosts the medal sport Paralympic curling. Great conditions here for curling. The ice is pebbled and ready to be played on, nipped and keen, and off we go with this beginning of play. 10 countries qualified for Paralympic curling in today's competition, the round robin. After the 9 matches of the round robin through the week, the top 4 countries advance to the playoffs. If you've never seen curling before, you're sure to fall in love with this sport. The bagpipers finalize the preparation for play in this match today. The crowd getting some last-minute pictures before the opening of play.
Please welcome on sheet A, Russia versus China.
And there are 4 sheets of ice inside of the play here, and we'll meet our team from Slovakia. Monika Kunalova playing the lead at the 2nd position. Dusan Petonek, 48 years old. At 3rd, Radoslav Jakubek, 46, lives in Pisani, Slovakia. And the skip, Radoslav Juris, 39, president of the wheelchair curling in Slovakia. There we go, and they will play the Redstones, 8 Redstones in the match today.
On sheet C, Canada versus Great Britain.
There's 4 sheets of ice inside of the Ice Cube, and our feature match today is on sheet D. We'll meet the team from the USA. Penny Greeley, 42, expecting a birthday here in a couple of days. Jimmy Joseph, 51, from Utica. David Palmer, 53, from Cape Cod in the U.S. And the skip, Patrick McDonald, 46, from Madison, Wisconsin. And this U.S. team in their 3rd Olympics, in their 3rd Paralympics, and for their rival today, Slovakia, it's their first appearance into the Paralympic realm. Photographers are ready, capture play. As you look around the arena, and the players and their chairs get ready to hit out on the ice and do their last-minute warm-ups and preparations. The traditional handshakes of curling, wishing each other well before the start of play, and smiles all around. It's always traditional to shake hands before and after every match, whether it be regular curling or wheelchair curling. As you see, no hacks in wheelchair curling. The players throw the stone from out just past the first rings. That's the delivery point. Here inside of the Ice Cube, there are 4 sheets of ice, so 4 matches played simultaneously, side by side. But of course, today our focus on the match between Slovakia and the United States on sheet D. Teams just having their short little last-second pre-end meeting before they start the first end of play. Getting hyped up for the match and getting things started off on the right foot. Welcome to the 2014 Paralympics from beautiful Sochi, Russia, and Paralympic curling from the magnificent Ice Cube Curling Center. This session of round robin play features Slovakia in their 1st Paralympics against the United States in their 3rd Paralympics. So they are definitely the more experienced team. For those of you new to curling and Paralympic wheelchair curling, you're sure to fall in love with the sport and its strategy and shot-making skills involved in the sport. 2 teams of 4 aside play 8 stones per end along the ice, alternating shots with their opposition. And there we see the 2 skips who will direct play. They throw the last 2 stones of each end. The team has 4 players, 2 stones for each, and they alternate with the opposition. Now, a player can throw with the hand or with the stick. All the players here use the stick. It gives them a little more accuracy and power, more drive from the wheelchair. Slovakia lost the draw to the button in the pre-game practice, so they lost the advantage of last stone in this opening end, so they shoot first with the red stones. Good opening shot there from Monica Tunilova, the lead for Slovakia. And now let's meet the lead, Penny Greeley for the USA. And there we see the stick. It adheres and grasps the stone. And a little pullback to overcome inertia. And then the throw and the impart of the turn, the spin to the stone.
Very nice, Penny. Very, very
Penny,
nice.
a birthday in a couple of days at these Paralympics.
Very nice. Very close.
The in turn with that clockwise rotation. Wanting to draw around that stone at the front, but just barely bumps in with just not quite enough speed on that stone to get right by on the curl. Well, this is the first end, and there are 8 ends of play in the match.
Gotta raise, babe. Gotta raise.
The second shot in the end for Monica Kunilova, the lead for Slovakia. She'll play the other turn. She's asked to play the out turn this time. That counterclockwise rotation. Not quite enough speed. Might be a little bit slower on that side. That rock certainly did not slide as well. Okay. After all 16 stones have been delivered, the score for this first end will be tallied, and only 1 team can score per end. There we see skip Patrick McDonald directing play, asking once again from the lead, Penny Greeley, for an in-turn draw. Gave her a little bit more ice, or what we call a little bit wider target to draw around this time. Seems to have a little bit more speed, and can she sneak by? Oh, just a slight rub, but still right into the rings. A very nice stone. Had that gotten by, it would have really fully buried in behind on this beautiful ice, which really curls a lot. Nice weight for Penny. Just added a little bit to her second shot there. And as I mentioned, only 1 team can score per end, and the team scoring scores 1 point for every stone of theirs closer to the button than their opponent's best stone. Takeout attempt here. Running into that stone, and actually got inside the broom and raised an additional stone into the rings for the USA. So USA with the early advantage in this opening end. They are presently line 2. And they have a stone to come, and they also have the advantage of last stone, known as the hammer, in this opening end of play. And let's meet the second player for the team from the United States, Jimmy Joseph. Always a smile on his face.
Not exactly high definition, though, is it?
An experienced player. And we saw Penny, the lead, just in behind him, bracing his wheelchair for him. The chair has to be braced to make sure there's no jumping around on it. Not quite enough weight on that one, and what I mean by weight is the speed, and weight is an old term going back to the old days of Scotland where this sport came from, and weight means the amount of speed imparted to the stone. And that was a draw shot which came short of the rings, but it did get over that initial, that last hog line, so it remains in play. Meet the second, Dusan Petonik for Slovakia. The intern playing big takeout weight. Around board weight would like to hit and roll in to the center. Oh, that is a beautiful shot. Clips off, does not remove the stone, but gets totally buried. Petonik, beautiful stone as he rolls in behind cover. And oh, trouble for the USA now, as that one is totally buried in behind, and they can't see any of it.
No, I would draw in.
Or open up the front.
I like it. I mean, it's curling.
Just come in.
Come in and clear that yellow.
The players talking long distance. Talking long distance
Peel the
strategy.
yellow.
What's that?
Peel the yellow.
Peel meaning a weight that is even stronger and faster than normal takeout weight. So lots of power here from Jimmy, as he will attempt to peel this front stone right off and open it up. Gets the hit and rolls over a bit. Well, it does open it up. And there is certainly a chance on the next stone now to get to that red shot stone right to the top of that 4-foot area belonging to Slovakia.
Ako môžem.
The skip, Radoslav Duris, now asking for a guard. That'll be in front of the rings and protect that red stone of theirs, which is sitting in the top 4-foot circle in the blue area. The circles in the rings, the blue is the 4-foot, the white the 8, and the red the 12-foot in diameter. Branislav Jukabek, the third for this team. Would like to just guard this stone, but this may be enough weight to slide right into the rings, which might not be all bad. Oh, a nice draw in to be lying 2. 1 right on the button, on the Paralympic button, and 1 at the top 4-foot, that blue ring. 4-foot, 8-foot, 12-foot in diameter are those rings. Nice weight. A little more than he wanted, but for Bratislava, it's a good chance to be take these points to the scoreboard. Remember, it's the team counting at the conclusion of the end, the only team that counts for that end. Let's meet Dave Palmer, the vice skip. He threw that hard, even got a little jump on it. Needs plenty of weight here to crack a double. If it'll curl enough, just a little inside, rubs the guard, and unfortunately rolls it for a better guard. So right now, Slovakia with 2 stones buried in behind cover. Can only see a part of them.
I don't think so.
And you probably see less than half. And Palmer knows his team is in trouble, and he said tight there, which means a little bit inside the line that he wanted to throw on. Wide meaning a little bit outside the broom, and tight meaning a little bit inside the target. And the skip holds that target, that brush, for the players to throw at, and then reading the ice expects the amount of curl that certain weight would have as the stone comes down the ice. Looks like nice weight again for Branislav. If he can just duplicate that first shot of his, wow, this is looking like a beauty as well. And it is in, just biting the top of the 8-foot circle at 12 o'clock. His team lying 3 for the moment. And he'll scurry down the ice and prepare to hold the broom for his skip's 2 shots. And the U.S. in a big pickle here. They have the hammer, and they're going to need it. They'll need last stone to get out of this mess.
Yeah, but can you? Yeah. They're all fun.
Skip Patrick McDonald surveys.
Give me that 12, Dave. I need 12 and a half, 13. Okay, 13.
And Patrick's talking about the amount of speed, the amount of weight to be thrown on this stone.
The 12. 13.
And Dave Palmer will deliver the shot. Jimmy Joseph bracing the wheelchair for him. Threw it hard, looks like lots of speed, but it looks like it might be a little bit wide outside of the target too. See if it curls up at the end. Curl we hear, curl. Oh, a nice shot, gets the 1 out of the top. Well, that'll help. That's a helper. And wheelchair curling and regular able-bodied curling share numerous similarities, but there are key differences that make each unique. The most notable is the absence of sweepers in Paralympic curling. Once the stone is released, no team members are allowed to affect the stone's progress down the sheet of ice towards the rings, the house at the far end. Although the players can yell at the stone as it travels down the sheet, and of course they all do. And who knows, perhaps the stones will listen if you yell loud enough. Skipper for this team, Radoslav Duris, now down to play his 2 stones at the end. This first stone, pretty sure he's playing a guard. He'd like to give extra protection for those stones of his in the 4-foot circle. 2 red stones in the ring, and this red guard would really seal this end up.
Koľko? 13. Pekne.
That's a perfect guard, just short of the rings, biting the rings. Even stones which are just biting the rings, count, and any stone in the rings can count a single point, depending if it's closer to the center than the opposition's best stone, and only one team per end can count, of course.
Then you gotta put it just outside. Put it about a foot away from it. Come up just a little bit. Put the broom right next to it. Sorry, I don't know if Steve told you that. If there's room for you to come in, roll up next to it, just put it right next to it.
Come on, guys.
A little close, just right there.
It's curling.
Yeah, but I gotta throw like a 13. Let me look down there. That looks okay though.
Okay, there's the amount of ice. He'll throw at the broom, and that's the amount of curl that Patrick is expecting for what he calls a 13. That's the amount of weight that he'd be applying. And
Well, if we nose it, at least two of them are gone.
It's your weight, control, everything.
13.
and the 13 would be
I think it'll
Follow
curl.
through, Paul. Follow through.
Yeah, but if we throw a 13 plus, then that should be good broom, right?
in their system, a 13 would be throwing harder than what a 10 or 11 would be, which would be a softer takeout. Needs plenty of weight here to do some damage, because there's 3 stones that he has to move. Patrick McDonald
Open it up a little bit.
from Madison, Wisconsin, his opening shot of this first end. Doesn't sneak by and contacts the top guard. Still the 2 main counters belonging to Slovakia. U.S. has counters 3 and 4, but they're not looking much
They're
good.
cheap right now.
And Slovakia has a stone biting at the top of the rings for 5th shot. They could tap that up and go for more.
Som hral to isté, keby sme si ho posunuli donútra.
Now it's
Buď k nemu oprieť, alebo sa trošku posunie.
it all depends upon whether
Čo
they
najviac
would like to
odrátať.
play safe and just throw another guard and kind of seal up these 2 points in the 4-foot area, or if they'd like to play a tap, perhaps get a little bit greedy here and go for the 3. But with risk, there's always that risk reward when you take a chance.
Karčík,
And Slovakia
možno
off
keby
to
zostal
a
aj trošku takto.
just asking for the guard, block the draw.
Lebo
Any chance?
on môže prísť sem.
Well, he's got the amount of curl and the in turn applied to the stone. That's the clockwise rotation. Well thrown with a stick. Looks like it'd be just enough weight for a guard only. We'll see where it stops. Well, he had beautiful line, but that does not quite tap to be 3rd shot. Only 5th shot. Another foot of weight, and wow, that was 3 lying in there for shot stones. Almost.
Off our yellow one.
Good way to cut him down to 1.
What do you think? Come off our yellow one?
Can we get any
No harm,
picture
no
at all?
foul, right?
We don't care if it's
Yeah,
clear.
or either
Just
try
any
to-
picture at all.
Try to draw her in for a
Well,
second.
that's right. If we come in off of this, it'll do the same thing.
Might even bump it.
I can bump it, see if I can't bump it.
Is it up enough?
So with the curl, almost in the middle of the 8.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
catch
right
it.
there. No
Catch
harm,
it.
no foul.
Catch it there with a.
Because I gotta hit full 4-foot to cut him down.
Yeah.
What do you think? Try to hit and
Because
roll.
this is 3rd.
Yeah, that's 3rd count,
Yeah.
and that's 4th.
Yeah.
right
The
about
only
there.
other thing is try to
To
draw
try
the
to
one.
draw.
See what it
All right,
looks
let
like.
me see what they think.
Well, this is a really tough situation for the U.S. They could play the in-turn draw, but it's all red stones at the top of the house, and there's a chance they could raise the Slovakian
Hey, what do you
for
guys think?
another 1 or 2 points.
I just threw a really heavy one. I'd have to draw it to the button to cut him to 1, or we can come off our own yellow one and try to get a point.
If you miss that, you get.
Pat, is that in
No
your
matter
way?
Well,
If
if
I
you
don't-
draw, make sure he gives you enough room because you don't want to tick them in.
Is that in your way?
So you're probably going to want to.
So it's either a draw to the 4-foot or try to come off our
looks like we're
own
trying to win off
and
your
slide in.
turn.
They'll get 2 or 3 if you
No,
miss.
the back yellow one is 3rd count right now.
3rd count. Okay.
What do you think? Try to come off ours?
Try for the draw.
Open draw to cut him to 1?
You're going to need more room for a draw.
No, I know. That broom right there is for the hit and
Hit
roll.
and roll.
What do you guys think?
Whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Well, if I don't throw the perfect draw, they're going to get 2 either way. At least this, it gives us a chance to try to get
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, decision
Go with
made
it.
to play the hit and roll.
Which one you doing?
Gonna do the hit and roll.
Patrick McDonald leaning over with like lots of speed on this, so he's got lots of action for the hit and roll. Going with the out turn.
Line. Come over, baby. Oh.
Talk to that stone.
That didn't curl.
Didn't curl up and just went right by. So that's the last stone of the opening end. The hammer not doing the USA much good there. The two stones closest belonging to Slovakia will be the counters. None of the other stones will count that were in the ring. So it'll be a count of 2 for Slovakia. A steal of 2 points in this opening end. And they played a good end. That was the big hit and roll they made in the end that really changed things around. One of the differences, certainly, we talked about the fact that there's no sweeping in Paralympic curling. To warm the path or diminish the amount of curl, or to take a draw shot another 10 or 15 feet. But a Paralympic curler, as we've seen in that first end, needs to really be precise right at the point of throw.
Okay, we're only down 2.
Missed that one by 2.5
For
feet.
our one.
Curl behind.
If we get a chance for 2.
They played. It looked like they were playing straight on the
Plenty of time.
outside.
All right, let's just not come up light.
Yep.
You probably
Got
only
to
had
believe in the weights, guys.
10 weight.
Well, there we see the first end. It was the USA with the hammer, but they didn't make use of that last stone advantage. Slovakia stole 2 points on them to take a lead of 2-0 after the first end of play. Another difference in curling is in able-bodied curling, the players themselves kick all the stones out by the backboards and get rid of them from the sheet at the conclusion of play at the end. In wheelchair curling, it's the officials that come out and help with that process. And it helps the speed play because they count it. In that end, Slovakia will play the opening stone of the second end. Monica Kunilova. An in-turn draw. She would like this either in the rings or just short of the rings for a possible tap-up. Going a little bit deep and doesn't hang on, and once it's past that back line, it's just removed from play. Let's see if McDonald here asks for a corner guard. They might just play a stone in front of the rings and attempt to draw around it later.
Corner guard.
This has to be over that last hog line or it'll be removed from play. So skate, baby, skate. Get over that line, she says, but doesn't quite make it, so it'll be removed from play. Known as the hog line from the old days of Scotland, in the 1600s when the grand match was held, and players would be called from the country when the locks of Scotland froze, and quite often the animals came along as well to help out with the curling, and hence called the hog line. I guess that's where they probably had all the dogs and cats and hogs. And in the old days of curling in Scotland, if you hogged the stone, I guess you probably had to buy most of the people on that sheet libation. Slovakia with a nice stone into the 4-foot area. The USA looks like they're going to ignore it and still go with that corner guard one more time. And as we see, a difference from able-bodied curling, in wheelchair, the stone is not delivered from the traditional hack behind the rings, but rather from that area between the near rings and the near hog line, and within the width of the lines, 18 inches on either side of the center line. And the wheelchair is held in place by a teammate. According to the rules, a player can deliver with their hand or stick, but all the players in this competition use the stick, which gives them more power and accuracy from the wheelchair. Slovakia with the counter in the rings. Not much turn on that stone at all, and that's one of the difficulties with the stick sometimes, is really learning how to impart the correct amount of spin. You like about 2 spins on the in turn or 2 spins on the out turn, whichever you choose to throw. And a lot of viewers new to curling might say, well, why do you have to throw any turn at all? Well, if you just tried to throw a perfectly straight handle, the rock often will itself decide to take one turn or the other, and then you're way off your mark.
but if we could hit a roll, that'd be fine.
Yeah. Roll.
Hit roll.
Either one's fine.
Use my
I like this better than going around the corner.
Need that solid 12, 12 and a half.
So Jimmy Joseph
I don't think.
with the play here. And they've predetermined the direction of curl. It'll be the intern
Inside, buddy.
for this stone.
Oh, and then next time if they hit,
Jimmy fires. He'd like to tap out the stone belonging to Slovakia. That looks like plenty of weight. Enough to go right to the backboard. So that's a nice hit and roll right in front.
You were
Using
way
that
inside.
stone of
You're straight
Slovakia's as a possible catcher.
Nice straight.
If Slovakia hits her right on the nose, it might stick on their own. Nice shot by Joseph.
good shot.
Well, this team from Slovakia really looks cool so far. No noticeable nerves from Radoslav Juris, even though this is his country's first start in Paralympic curling at the Paralympics. Good line. The nice hit and chips it off his back one. Didn't jam it and leave it there. So good shot. And he was the player that made that beautiful hit and roll in the first end to set up the steal to 2
I want my roll.
so far.
Same way
Playing
you
great.
just threw. Nice 12.
Right into the broom, baby.
Really evaluate Jam and Dave very closely here. It's the first game.
U.S. having to come up with another good shot here just to stay in it right now.
Jam might have to throw third.
And for the thrower, with that stick, it's a matter of getting the right line, hitting the target. Oh, that's a beautiful hit and roll. Estimating the amount of curl, and then getting that perfect handle, the amount of spin onto the stone as well. And Jimmy Joe comes up with a big shot there. He's all smiles, right in behind cover. That'll make it more difficult, increase the degree of difficulty for Slovakia. Now, Paralympic curling is the only Paralympic mixed team sport. It features both genders on a team where men and women compete side by side on an even playing field against one another. Big weight here from Slovakia. They would like to get by the guard and take that stone out, but right on the nose and might get lucky and make the double. Wow, what a great shot. That wasn't what they were playing, but wow, what a wonderful result.
That's 2 early breaks Slovakia's got.
5,
Yeah,
6.
definitely a break. We hear the U.S. chirping a little bit. Well, there's a break, you know. Well, yeah, the breaks are part of the game,
Right in behind that.
whether it be wheelchair or able-bodied curling. You never mind getting the breaks. Chance for the USA. Dave Palmer here with an outturn to replace that stone and get in behind the outturn guard. Just a little bit light on the weight. Just needed another 5 feet of weight, and that would have been right in behind. A little bit more speed, it wouldn't have curled over so much.
curling like crazy.
And it would have gotten by the guard and right into the rings under cover. Well, with that miss, Slovakia able to keep the pressure on and get first into the rings. Wide open house so far, except for 2 guards out in front. Jakubek with a bit of what we call a fluke in the game of curling on his first one. Made a shot which he wasn't playing, but hey, that's the way the game goes. Light with the weight there. It seems that side of the ice perhaps is a little bit slower. And each team had 10 minutes of practice on this sheet before the game began. It gave them a good idea.
Middle of 12.
Middle of the 12, Pat.
Good idea of the weight. And the players yelled down to Pat for a little bit more ice. Palmer with the outturn. And there we get a really good look at the stick and the grasp it has on the stone. And there's a real magic to just getting the right amount of twist on the stick right at the end to impart the turn. Nice handle on that.
Dig, cut hard, cut hard, cut hard, cut hard, cut hard.
A stone spinning at least twice down the ice is about what's required to kind of hold that turn and not lose its turn. Just a light bit of light weight there on both of those shots from Palmer.
That was backline weight.
I can see that.
He's saying he threw plenty of weight, but it just slowed down fast. Perhaps this side of the this part of the sheet hasn't been played as much. Just a little bit stickier. You would see the stopwatch there, and the players time the ice to test out the speed in a certain spot. And generally, between the hog lines, a draw shot that would stop on the tee line, if it takes about 14 seconds on this particular type of ice, that's the kind of speed you're looking for. That one might have been 15 seconds, so perhaps about 13 seconds between the hog lines is the amount of speed that a player would need to get into the rings. Well, there is a port there, not very big, a channel to draw through. I'm pretty sure that McDonald has been eyeing that up already. Dave Palmer having a look as well.
Because I think because I had
Easiest
with
shot
that
right
there,
now,
I
right?
still
Intern
think
draw
that
through that hole.
right on the edge of the 8.
I think
I
if
don't
he
think I'm going
throws
to
a
hit that
10
right. And if I do,
right
I'm
at
going to
those
just kick
two
it over to here with draw weight. I don't think I'm going to hit
front
it
yellow ones,
They don't
into
turn.
the house.
knocks him in.
You got to come
either
across
that
the
or
red
we
one
can
he
just
just
move
threw.
it.
At least knocks that back one,
He's gonna try to
back
curl
one
it.
in.
He's
Turn,
gonna
you're
try
on
to
your
curl
yellow
it.
rocks all the way.
Open that up now.
Then I can't do anything
Come
with
on,
these
Pat.
two.
Try to roll it in. If you know that it might.
Go.
Rock and 3/4
It
wide.
might. I mean, I could throw that. Well, the way those are staggered,
Well, it's the skip that has to
Yeah,
make the
let's try
final
that.
decision here.
let's try to get through the hole, middle of the.
McDonald, the skip for the United States, is the man who directs the play by selecting the shot and reading the ice for the expected amount of
We're
curl.
going to try to go through that hole
Yes.
tight, and if we rub off that yellow one,
And knock the other one in.
it's lined
Okay.
up to enough to where.
Yeah, then you got it. It's running a little slower here,
Yep.
obviously.
So far, the U.S. has really struggled with reading the ice and getting the right amount of speed. Perhaps the ice is a little bit different than it was in practice. It's not a huge port, probably about 2 feet. And just not enough weight either to cause anything to happen in another guard out in front of play. And the rings totally abandoned so far. Nothing close to the rings to be counting.
Huh?
And if nothing counts in this end, it would be a blank end. So neither team would score, and the U.S. would retain the hammer for the next end. Now it reverts over to Slovakia's decision.
Down quite a bit. Yeah. For that to work, but all right. The only thing is that
We see the time clocks in the back. Each team started with 68 minutes to play their 8 ends. If a team runs out of time, they do forfeit the match right then and there. So it's important that the teams play at a good, fair pace and always bank some time for later ends. There are 8 ends in the game. Radoslav Juris with the outturn, wide outturn. Could raise a stone of his end of the rings. Yes, he does. That is biting, so that's the only counter. Nice shot. He would have liked to have hit it on the outside and raised it right in behind all of those guards in the middle, right to the 4-foot area, and it would have been so well hidden that the U.S. maybe would have had no shot at it at all.
That should be fine, huh?
Dave Palmer holding the broom. Well, it's the brush nowadays, but for years it was called the broom. There was the corn broom and curling, and then
See, you have
along
to
came
really
the brush.
Neilson noses it, then we get the inside roll, we get one. That's what we're going to play. You like that broom? I think that broom's good, huh?
And McDonald electing to play from the inside to the outside on this shot. Just coming from the center line side, curling from the center to the out side of the sheet. Could go with either turn, and the stone is wide open. Playing the end turn, pretty big weight. As you said, he could get the blank, or if they roll in, he gets the single, but he needs contact. Oh, he did not. Oh, chipped it. Is it out of the rings, though? His shooter rolled away. The players will go up and have a look. Is that biting the rings or not? If it's even biting at all, it's a counter. They're saying yes. Oh, they might measure, though. Third man, Branislav Jakubek, thinks the stone is in, and yeah, USA concedes. Yes, you get the one, they say to Slovakia. And so far, it has been Slovakia shooting better and getting the breaks, too.
Oh, no, that was plenty. That was a draw.
Okay. Did that lose handle?
No.
Oh, it did?
No, the handle was fine. Okay.
Určite, keď je jednotka. Tak, dobre. Však dotýkalo, však jasné, ja som išiel hneď pozrieť.
Well, Slovakia, after two ends with a two count in the first end and then a steal of one in second end, they've stole all 3 points so far on the United States, and they lead it by a score of 3-0 after two ends. The U.S. is going to have to crank it up a bit here to get into this match. Their shooting hasn't been too stellar so far. As a team, they're playing at 38%, whereas so far Slovakia is much better, 66%. They've been more consistent in those first two ends. Well, 10 countries qualified from enough points in the last 3 World Championships to make it to these Paralympics, and those countries were Canada, host Russia, China, Sweden, Great Britain, USA, Korea, Slovakia, Norway, and Finland. And after the round robin, the top 4 countries advance to the semifinal playoffs, leading to the final gold medal match. Not the weight they wanted there for Slovakia, and a bit of a favor done there for the U.S. as they now have a guard to draw behind, so a little bit light in the weight there for Monica. Well, it's time for the USA to start making some shots. Their 38% is very low so far. They've just been struggling with the weight. Penny Greeley, who will celebrate her birthday in a couple of days here at the Paralympics. More weight this time, but is this an overcorrection? Yeah, she did. She put too much speed and weight on that one and it slid right through the rings. And U.S. fighting so far to find draw weight.
This side's faster. I'm saying, so this side is up.
Kunalova with the end turn. Could draw behind or even just stop this one short of the rings for a possible tap up later on. Well, another guard in play. This is a very long guard just over the hog line. And that's a 15-foot area between the top of the rings and the hog line, so that one's around, it'll be a 13-foot raise into the ring. A little bit easier port to draw through on the out turn, but the U.S. going with the in turn once again. And Penny yelling, sit for that one, slow down. Same weight as her first and goes right through the rings.
I pulled more off of that one, you guys.
Well, a little bit keener, she said on that side, said Penny Greeley, the gal from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
It's picking up.
The only wheelchair curler at the club there. She didn't know about curling and then heard about that and said she went down to the club and she was greeted to play right away and she took up the game. Dusan, Potomac. 75% so far. Making some big shots for his team. He had a good path there, just needed a bit more weight. About 15 feet short of being right to the tee line. And that side seems to be the stickier side.
Mali sme ísť možno radšej z stredom a na predných modrých.
Well, Jimmy Joseph here with the throw from Utica, New York. And his motto, never give up, and he's going to have to put that to good use in this match as the USA trails at 3-0 early. Still plenty of time in the game if they can just get things going in the right direction.
Dig.
Oh, this is looking
job,
good.
Jim.
Looking really good. Perfect position just in front of the tee line. That's that line crossing the center of the rings. That's the sweeping line in regular curling, where the opponent can sweep the other team's stone once it reaches that line. Trying to follow that shot in is Potomac with the in turn, but a bit too much speed. Slides right by, a wide open miss. And this is one of the, not since the first couple stones of the first end,
I like this.
have we seen the U.S. with a chance to do anything proper.
Okay, 6-7.
6-7, he's just referring to the position in the rings. Top of the rings would be what they call a 3. 4 would be top 8 foot. 6-7 is just right about the tee line. Joseph with a beautiful stone on his first one.
Walk. Walk.
Almost got by, just needed a little more speed and it wouldn't have curled so much. Of course, with a lack of speed, the stone will curl more as it begins to slow. But he got an extra guard on his stone in the rings, so
Yeah.
Jimmy Joseph, his best end so far. And they're counting a good stone in the rings after he finished shooting. Jury's asking for a head here to open it up. The shot will come from Branislav Jakubek, the third player for this team from Slovakia. 46 years old. He lives in Pistani in Slovakia. So the pullback to overcome inertia and then the hard throw on the outturn. And there's a real art to putting that proper amount of spin and handle onto the stone. It's called turn or handle. That was the outturn handle. Outturn being counterclockwise rotation. And the U.S. another chance here to get another counter into the rings. They'd like to add to that one they now have. It looked like much handle on that stone. Did he get a turn on it?
Come on, yep. Yep. Come on, yep.
Oh, definitely the outturn on that. Will he have enough weight to reach the ring?
12. 50. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Nice shot, Dave.
Yeah.
Just short, not quite counting. The U.S. still only lying 1, but that's a stone they could roll in. That's a stone that they could play onto and roll into the rings.
See, I put a little more juice on mine because I thought it was going to come up late, and then I'm like trying to...
That's a good term, juice. Another term for weight or speed. Jakubek chasing this on the in turn. Playing a 60% so far. Will he get by? Ooh, just nudges his own, but he does open up that shot stone of the USA, so that certainly will be a helper. At least there's an open shot now for the skip. Well thrown, nice weight, hit the broom, and you see the two skips sizing each other up. And now we'll see if it's possible. Could get both stones. Could get the shooter and that stone just in front of the rings. A
Just
double
give
roll
that
in is
5 more
called,
feet.
if they can make it.
Tad more weight, and you're good. Just a little bit more.
Well, we heard Penny. She's used the term juice. Now it's a tad more weight. Will it curl enough to have contact? No, right by.
Set.
Now let's stop in the back of the rings. Yes, it does. It's a counter. The U.S. has the shot stone at the edge of the forefoot at about the 9:30 position. And second shot in the back 8 foot. So 2 good tries there by Palmer.
Kto vie, či ten prvý je zahryznutý?
And Palmer only shooting 20% so far in this game. And whether it's regular curling or
Ten prvý je zahryznutý?
wheelchair curling, your third has to have a good game and set up the end for the skip. Well, this is really the first time in the game that Radislav Juris has been in any trouble at all. So far he's just been guarding or putting in extra points. Well, it's the first time he's had some pressure on his shot. Line looks good. The hit rolls right out, but he got rid of the 1, so give him half points for that good shot. And if you're keeping the percentages, then they give him 2 out of 4 for that half shot. Throws good. He throws with a lot of power. He can throw the big weight with accuracy. Well, let's see what Patrick McDonald can come up with. Looks like he's attempting that double roll in again. One more time, he says. Let's do it.
Going for the split, Pat?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Penny calls it the split, the double roll in.
Okay. Go.
Dave was a little about 6 feet more than I wanted, and I gave him the same broom. So I'm going to try to throw 7, 8, and we move the broom in about a foot.
7-8 means he wants about back 8 foot weight, or almost enough weight to go to the very back of the rings. That would give him enough oomph on this rock to roll both stones into the rings.
It's a little light. Go, 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 go. 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 Go.
Come on.
Come on. Come on, go.
Come on.
Go. Go.
Kick it.
Trying to get there. The tap, and oh, it is a biter. Thank heavens for an inch. Says Patrick McDonald, as that one's in for a biter. It's counting. Second shot stone. Better than nothing. Didn't make the split. But the USA now counting 2. Slovakia just playing a draw down to the back stone on the out turn. Definitely don't want to be inside the target because there's a chance of racing the USA in for another one. This looks like a very well thrown stone. The hit. And the roll, and it sticks around for shot stone. Oh, nasty, says Patrick McDonald from the United States. Perfect stone there from Radislav.
Majú šancu na dvojku?
Yep, I know.
And he'll force the U.S. to have to hit and stay on that back stone to get their 2 points.
We should? No, God, no. Not if we can get 2.
And the old adage in curling is that last stone advantage should be worth 2 points. And here's a chance now for the United States to get those 2 points. That stone way in the back ring. It's very easy to make contact and roll out. So the degree of precision on this, right up there, has to be a well-thrown stone from McDonald. The last stone of N3. It's on its way. Not a lot of handle, almost losing its turn. The hit rolls out, so it'll be just a tiny biter up at the top of the 12 foot there at that 1 o'clock position owning the rings. The biter wins the day. That'll be a count of 1 for the USA on this third end. The officials and the players helped to move the rocks out of play. And the U.S. finally on the scoreboard. They had a chance to get more, but couldn't quite capitalize.
Ináč ja som aj myslel, že dáš taký slabý.
Well, I did when I threw it too hard.
Prisunul ho on trošku.
Exactly 6 inches. Okay. Don't have camera.
And as we listened into the USA, they certainly have been fighting their weight so far, just trying to get the right speed on the different parts of the ice.
2-3, please. Okay, we're going to steal this out, okay?
Yeah.
Patrick McDonald saying they're going to steal. That means they want to count without last stone. And that's a score so far after 3 innings of play. Slovakia with the better, but leading by a score of 3-1. Because the USA scored on that end, they will now play the opening stone of this fourth end. McDonald holding the brush, asking for the in-turn. I expect that he would like this one just short of the rings. A stone they can draw around. And we are playing the 4-rock rule, which means that a stone in front of the rings cannot be removed entirely from play until after the fourth stone of the end has been played. And just short of the ring, so Slovakia cannot make a play and totally remove that stone until after the leads have completed shooting. So they'll elect to draw into the rings in behind. We've got really nice ice here, plenty of curl, around 4 feet of curl for a draw shot. And this wonderful ice provided by 2 master ice technicians, namely Scott Henderson of Edinburgh, Scotland, and Joachim Fritz of Baden-Baden, Germany. They also made the ice for the 2013 World Wheelchair Championships last year in Sochi. And the 2 craftsmen are responsible for making sure everything to do with the ice and stones is perfect. And as Joachim tells it, Scott is the sheriff and I'm the deputy. And we try to make the ice 4x4 and 24, meaning 4 feet of curl towards the center, 4 feet to the side, and the speed 24 seconds. So if you have time from the first hog line to stop on the tee line, 24 seconds is a good timing, good, nice, quick ice.
Still coming over.
Almost, and Penny's just been off that weight. She was
Still needed
always
more
light
room
of the
on that.
rings
Look
and
at, I
the
went almost in the same spot.
light of the rings, and then heavy in the both her shots last end. Can't find those rings.
To je dobrý smer.
Len aby bola aj dobrá rýchlosť, aby nebolo rýchle.
Monica, 36 years old.
Je rýchle, už treskol metlou.
Just through the rings. She went to the University of Constantina.
Už 2 kamene, nechcem povedať kde.
You got to throw the weight, though.
The U.S. talking about we got to find that weight. They haven't had it in the early ends. Only playing 37% as a group in this game. Wow, that's very low numbers for them. And there's a stone losing its handle.
Did it again.
It was an in turn, but went to the out turn. But it'll stop in the ring, so you never know. It could be a troublemaker for Slovakia to deal
Why are
with.
stones losing their handles?
What?
Why are stones losing their handles?
I don't know, they had plenty of rotation.
I had it. Like I said, could be this.
And Penny asked why the stones are losing their rotation, their handle. Sometimes it could be just a little bit of frost on the ice. If there isn't enough good spin, the stone can certainly straight handle or go the other way. Oh, there's a good hit. And nice hit there from Guzan Patonoak. He's been deadly on those hits. Good throw. He made that first big hit and roll in the opening end, which gave his team a steal of 2 points.
Right at him. Plug it in.
Plug it in.
U.S. could play the hit here, or they could ignore that stone and draw in behind. Either shot would be good. And that one just over curls
You steered it. Totally went.
for Jimmy Joseph.
Get the steering out of your head. Just straight.
And Penny's a good coach on this team, trying to keep the guys straight. And I would say for, that what it looks like here so far to me is that Slovakia has been the more relaxed team coming into this match today. And the U.S., the more experienced team. This is their third Paralympics. They obviously came in really, really hyped up. Their goal has been to medal or even go for the gold medal. Perhaps they put a lot of pressure on themselves in this opening match. They just aren't making the shots.
Krásne.
A nice shot in there. A nice bury in behind by Konak. Slovakia just continuing to make good shots while the USA struggles. But it's a curling game. One good shot can turn it around. Dave Palmer playing the intern.
Slow down. Slow down.
Has contact. And rolls. Yes, he will remain shot stone right at the back of the 8 foot at the 5 o'clock position. Shot stone, and we see the indication of the sign from Skip Radislav. He says, let's play the intern hit. And he's taking about 18 inches of ice. Now the goal here is to hit that broom with the right amount of speed in the ice reading. And expect that the stone, if the right way to thrown, will curl that amount. And of course, in wheelchair curling, we don't have the advantage of sweepers to help tweak the line. So the stone has to be precisely thrown right from the hand. Will it rub? Ooh, it rubs, but it still leaves it for shot stone. Moves it from 5 to 5:30. USA still counting 1. Now, before the end started, Patrick McDonald said, we want to steal this end, and now he has a chance. He has shot stone, and he can get aggressive here.
More broom.
He could play the hit on a red one, but instead he could get really aggressive here and play the draw rather than the takeout. And see if the U.S. Palmer can find his weight. It's been a tricky thing so far, is to find draw weight. We'll just get a time on this stone to see what it does between hog lines. About 14 seconds on this ice is really good draw speed. And that one's 11 and a half. Could be a little bit heavy and losing its weight. But fortunately, that's really the first break U.S. has had. They lost the handle and ran into a red stone. That's third shot. So USA shot stone. Slovakia second and fourth, and USA also third.
Oh, they are. Jams didn't. He was just narrow and light.
That was cool.
Another attempt here for Branislav. He ticked the stone last time. This time he's looking for a lot more of it. He'll throw and then scurry down the ice. Hold the broom for his skip. On target, right on the nose. Beautiful shot. The two main counters now belonging to Slovakia.
You would say you want to go after it.
Come down. Well, this is 1-2. I'd come down and sit.
Yeah, let's come down and sit on it.
Come on, guys.
Edge of the 8.
Another shot.
Well, and Patrick McDonald playing this
We're
first
like
shot
5
of
minutes
his in
behind
the
them.
fourth end. And his percentages in this game so far only 17%. He's
Okay,
basically
sit
made
around,
1
wait
shot out of 8.
for your guys' stones to move. The clock is killing us because they're not stopping it until you're all the way back there.
And for a skip, I mean, so many of the points in a game are decided by the skip because they throw the last stones.
Where are you going?
He has
Go
to
right
get it
down on
going.
top of that one.
He's looking
Sure
at
you
more
have your
trouble here.
Yep.
Well, he's been in many big games before. He's an experienced skip, and it's a matter of settling down and making shots. Playing in turn, just draw to the forefoot. Will he get by? Yes, he does. Will he stop in time for shot stone? Oh, that is a dandy, but who is shot? Very, very close between the yellow one now and the red one at the back in the 8-foot. Now, the teams cannot, they can eyeball it, they can have a look, but they can't break out a measuring stick and do any measuring until the conclusion of the end.
Buď sa oprie on alebo ona.
They all cut over.
I think we're second.
We needed more ice.
Yeah.
No indication from Slovakia as to whether they feel they're a shot stone or a second shot. It certainly might determine what they choose to play.
Čo idete? Niečo podobné ako oni, alebo kratšie. Zatiaľ máme jeden lepší.
Of course, the lead
Ale
in
mu tam
second,
úplne smyklo, zrazu tam zatočil ten kameň.
wanting to know who is shot stone.
Ale on ho na úzko hodil.
No a tam ho potom už takto spravil ten kameň zrazu a zašiel.
Radoslav Juris, the skip for Slovakia, with his first stone of this fourth end. His team leads it by a score of 3-1. Plenty of handle on that stone, at least 3 rotations down the sheet of ice. More rotation won't curl quite as much, and of course there's speed there too. Oh, and unfortunately for him,
Už nemáme lepšie.
he ticks that stone and decides who is now shot stone, definitely giving the USA as he took out his own stone. First bad shot of the game. Real bad shot for Slovakia.
Right here. You know, I mean, we could put one here. Anything right here is fine.
Pat, Pat, let's go!
You know what I mean? Okay. So, where did you have me? Here?
Well, Patrick can get real aggressive on this shot. He could come right into the top 4 to lie 2.
Clock's running when you're down there.
Huh?
Clock's running when you're down there.
Yeah, I know.
The U.S. definitely getting low on time. Only 38 minutes left.
No. We're gonna
Started
go
with
to the top of the
68.
house.
Why, we're shot?
Yeah.
Oh my God, really? All right.
Joseph says, make a good one, skipper. Let's go. See a little twist to the wrist at the end to get the proper spin and handle onto the stone. This is the end turn. He's like top 4 foot.
There's what lost its handle again.
Another lost handle.
It does that every time in that spot. That's the third stone. When it crosses that spot, it loses its handle. It did it for Dave's stone and your stone.
And mine.
No. You were 6 inch. You were freaking that narrow and only
No,
through
the
half.
other one.
Okay,
First.
stop it.
We're just talking about why the stone might lose the handle, but it certainly might have a little bit to do with the running surface of the ice.
Toto je posledný kameň.
And the pebble,
Keď sa opre o ten červený, vieš, že keby aj bol rýchlejší.
before the match, the ice is pebbled because curling stones do not like a totally flat surface. They like to run on a little bit of a frozen parts called pebble. droplets on the ice, a little bit of airflow under the rock. And if the pebble's flattening out a little bit too much, that might be one reason that the stones are losing a bit of turn. A lot of weight here on this in-turn attempt from Radislav. There are some stones he can come to. And there's also a port there. Just sails through that port. You couldn't play that if you were couldn't make that if you were playing it, but he did. Just slips too far. It'll be a steal of 1. In this end, the USA said they were going to steal this end, and true to their word, they steal the single point. The only counter is the yellow one belonging to the U.S., which is better than the best stone belonging to Slovakia. So it's a count of 1 for U.S. as they narrow up the score.
That's crazy.
A lot of troubles in that end.
You guys have to go to the bathroom or anything because
Some of the stones losing handles there. So after 4 ends of play, Slovakia is still leading it by a score of 3-2. But both teams struggling with the ice so far. It's been, I would say, for the opening game of Paralympics for both these teams, not their best showing, but there's nothing wrong with winning ugly, but a win would be a win.
We can't think of the broom.
Steve Brown, the coach, out to
until we start hitting the weights.
talk to his team.
Down for a draw, and you guys are coming up in zone 3, and you're crashing. If you throw the
the
extra.
last 2, Pat, were not, and they're still coming over. Like when yours tucked in, he had the broom way out on the 12th, and that was perfect.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The first couple ones, we needed a rather air.
Well, it was handshakes to start the match. Slovakia with the steal of 2 in the opening end. Dave Palmer looked on and his team struggled. Patrick McDonald not making the key shots in the opening ends either. Jimmy Joseph a little frustrated. McDonald conceding a point. The U.S. finally on the board with 1 in the 3rd end. Fourth end to play. The U.S. stole 1 to tighten up the score. Look at the percentages so far. Low. This is the opening game, so of course tournament percentage is the same as the game today. Monica lead only 25%. The rest of the team playing not bad, but certainly not their best either.
Ten Duško. To, čo som ti vravel, že mali sme dať do stredu tam na predné modré.
Coach Franisek
A
Patonek.
zakazovali sme si kamen, oni zašli.
Сказал by, že to je vysoko a úzko, že aj tak by mu bolo, kde si pretočil preč, vieš?
Ale veď oni to hádzali. Stále s tým stredom.
My sme mali takúto medzeru, sme nechali tam.
I'm looking at the USA numbers, very, very low. Only one of them over Jimmy Joseph, the only one over 50%. And wow, they usually play up in the 60s and 70s, so this is low percentages for them. I would say for them just trying too hard, too many jitters.
Take a little extra broom.
But okay, now my thing is like what Penny was saying, is that if we take more broom and we come up short, then we have hammer. Isn't that putting guards up for them to come around and hide behind?
Well,
so if we play the right shot and throw the right broom, it's going to come in.
Yeah.
If they're coming up short, everything's going to be on this side, which is still leaving this whole side open for hammer.
Okay. Everybody set?
Yeah.
Stay positive.
I don't think
keep
we're
talking.
playing bad. I think right now the main thing is weight control. Other than that, I think we're playing fine.
Okay.
And sizing up the two teams, Slovakia with the better percentages so far overall, and their takeouts 65%. In U.S. struggling both on their draws and their takeouts, only 38% on draws and takeouts. So struggling game there. But certainly this game winnable by either team now, with only a score of 3-2 after 4 ends in favor of Slovakia. And Slovakia stole 2 in that opening end without the advantage of last stone, and stole another one in the second end to lead at 3-0. The USA's come back with 2 singles to tighten up the score 3-2. So maybe it's a comeback happening for the US. Slovakia certainly got to get back on track. Last couple of ends they haven't played quite as well.
And you want to go on the edge of the 12.
You want to edge of the 12? And you're trying to put it probably somewhere in that zone 3 area, okay? Those are the right pins.
Steve Brown coaches, a very experienced player in his own right, having played in many world championships representing the U.S. And a bronze medalist in world championships as well. So he can offer some great advice to his players, and also some confidence, a bit of a confidence boost going forward for them. It's always good to have that coach who can really get things going. As the teams head back out onto the ice for the 5th end of play. We follow Penny Greeley out of the Green Bay Curling Club. She'll play the opening stone of this 5th end. 42-year-old she is, soon to be 43.
Čo, ukradneme dvojku teraz? Či nie, že my máme hamer. Tak, položíme si tak.
We see Palmer holding the broom as Skip McDonald is taking a washroom break, I would presume. Penny would like to get much better control of the weight in the second half. She's a social worker in Green Bay.
It's perfect. That's where Coach wanted it.
And the team from the U.S. was kind of getting a little bit bickering with each other towards the end of those ends, and I do believe their coach, Steve Brown, came into that 4th end timeout and settled them down, got rid of some of their concerns, ironed some things out for them.
You really got to go outside the 12.
And they are a feisty bunch, no doubt. Penny Greeley from the U.S. was at 31%. Monica Kunalova, 25% so far. A little inside the brush on that, but she does get that stone into the rings. Nice weight for her. At least the U.S. will have to make a play on that stone. David Palmer, the acting skip, while McDonald is off the ice for a moment. Penny playing the intern takeout. And great success with the hit and stay. Nice shot from Penny. That'll help her percentages and her confidence. And her team as well. The U.S. is going to have to make quick decisions now. They only have 35 minutes left on their time clock, compared to 41 for Slovakia. So the U.S. used more time up in the first 4 ends. Monica Kunalova, 31% thus far. Trying to follow that takeout just played by Penny. And just curls by, a little bit inside the broom. Had the right weight.
Nebol pomaly len presne počiare si ho, normálne si ho mala hádzať take na ten stredný.
Patrick McDonald now back at the helm.
Máličko, vieš? Máličko si ho už pustila akože doprava.
It's almost biting the 4. Let's just guard it.
What do you want?
2-3.
2-3.
Jimmy Joseph, the second on this team from the USA. Quite the character. Just over the hog line for a guard. Let's see, is it over or not? The official will probably take a look.
Come on, man.
It's hard to tell from this point. Has to be entirely over the hog line.
It would have been perfect if you would have had
Oh,
more.
yes it was, so the official hasn't removed the stone. Dusan Patonek, 63% so far. He's been the best player on the ice. has made the key shots. Who chips that one and rolls it to the inside. Missed by him. That could be critical. He had the big weight. He can really throw it hard. He's a little disappointed with his accuracy on that shot. Just a touch inside the brim. Just focus on the stick used by the players. Pretty amazing. They all have the same type of stick, approved for competition. It applies the force and the turn during the forward release.
Your weight was good.
And this is where really the skill and experience comes in. Hitting the target broom at the far end, pushing the right amount of effort for a correct weight and desired speed, and placing the correct amount of turn and spin onto the stone. Big push there, and that stone rocked a little bit. Removes the center guard, so not all bad. That was at least it opens it up. For the remaining shots for Slovakia, U.S. would like to replace that guard. He can throw strong and accurate, Batonek. Of all the stones off to the right-hand side of the sheet, nothing right on the center line. David Palmer being asked with the intern to place the guard out in front of the rings. He'll have to pull those numbers up for his team to win this match.
Sit.
Penny yelling for that stone to sit means that you'd like it to slow down and not go through the rings. And not a lot of handle on that stone. It really wowed over at the end.
Now it's picking up. Huh? Now it's picking up, but that was not.
This side was always faster than this side.
USA presently lying 2. They trail it by a score of 3-2 in this fifth end. Jakubek, 63%. Made a lot of fine shots so far. I like their outfits too. Nice sweaters. The end turn, possible hit and roll. Rolls just a little bit too far, but good enough for second shot. US still with the shot stone.
Škoda, že to nespalo tak, že sa nezastavili na tom ďalšom výšutom kameni.
Menej malo padnúť.
8-9.
Koľko?
8-9.
Even more?
Yeah, that's probably good.
Palmer playing the intern again.
Clock's ticking away.
53-year-old.
Come on, yep, come on.
Began curling in 2009 in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and once again he loses the handle on the stone.
Is it our stones?
No, he started off fine.
U.S. has lost, I would say, 5 or 6 handles so far in this match. Now the one way to fix that is just throw quite a bit more spin, but that is difficult to do to get more than the 2 or 3 spins.
Where's our U.S. fans? Oh, they're way over in the corner over there.
The ice might be just a little bit soft on the pebble. Pebble a little bit flat, and stone's not keeping their turn quite as well. Bratislav Jakubek with his last shot of this end. He's played previously in 2 World Championships. Nice shot there, in for shot stone.
Nie to najideálnejšie, ale som rád aj
The perfect spot for it, almost the corner freeze.
v danej chvíli.
Kľudne mohlo byť trošičku okolo kameňa, keby ho prepadol. No, sem do neho zrazu.
Patrick McDonald, important shot for him at this stage of the game. A good shot here, and he could perhaps steal the end. Steal a point or 2 in this end if he can make a nice shot here. If he doesn't, there's really a chance for Slovakia to really take a big lead in this game. Going with the end turn, nice throw. But only 25% for him so far in this match, and that's below his average. He's got good handle, and see if he gets by the guard. A little bit light with the weight again.
Stop the clock. Stop the clock.
He's just struggled with finding the correct amount of speed.
More
Be
weight.
disappointed with that.
Think.
There's definitely a chance to make a real good shot and
Yeah, a little bit more weight.
take control of this end.
Slow down.
No,
Oni toto bude takeovať, budú mať dvojku, pozor na vec.
No,
vytejkuje to, myslíš?
k ním to nedá.
Well, Slovakia with more time on their clock. They can take some time here.
Vieš, že cez tú medzeru by som to hral od toho
Talk
smeru
strategy.
na ten ich pravý kameň úplne, čo je?
Keby sme išli až úplne až vytlačali ten žltý.
So we look on Monica Kanalova, the lead on this team.
Ale takto.
Nie, nie.
And beside her, Dusan Potomac.
A druhým by som šiel na ten červený, na ten žltý zádrav.
Ako? Ešte raz?
Zatiaľ, čo nám
Vytlačíme ten žltý
prirotýkajú.
von, tá ďalá to cez tú medzeru.
Cez ktorú medzeru?
No tuto, takto, jak je predu mnou. Skúsime.
Radislav and third Branislav talking over strategy.
Keď dáš rýchly, môžeš si vyraziť náš. Keď dáš pomaly, tak ty prepadne až hen tam úplne.
Trošku iba dva tam máme.
Podľa mňa. Vieš, keď tam dáš rýchly, vyrazíš.
When they're over there coming down, they stop it and put it on ours.
That's what I'm saying. Who'd you talk to? Ja som iba telko videl.
A keď dáme my ešte lepší, že pôjdeme na ten žltý a takto. A schováme ho za ten center.
Slovakia taking a lot of time on the shot. They do have one timeout available to them where they could have their coach come out to the ice.
Však sa rozhodne.
Chceme len tam prisúvať donútra, vieš, ten ďalší.
Čo to za tento?
Pozrieme sa z druhej strany.
Looks like the decision has been made. Juris will hit down the sheet of ice.
Času máme dosť, čas máme dobrý. Čiže máme čas.
Sheet of ice is 15 feet in width and 146 feet from backboards.
To by
the
nebola
backboard
taká
at the other
silná
end.
tadiaľto, keby sme šli, že by sme ho posunuli. Tuto sa mi to nelúbi, že by si vyrazili. Skôr... Ako chceš.
Ráňo, poďme takto.
Čo?
Taďal.
Kadiaľ?
To, čo si povedal ty.
Cez tú medzeru?
Tak.
So the distance thrown by a player here from the release point to the tee line at the far end, 110 feet. Give or take a foot, depending upon where the chair is positioned. Radislav Juris playing the in-turn draw. Could get the draw in, or he could also get a fortunate guard for his shot stone. Looks like plenty of weight on this stone, though, and it will slide right through the rings. Had a good path, just too much weight. A long time discussion wasted as didn't come up with the goods.
Chceli tento, hej?
Now it's decision time for the U.S.
Yeah. This way? Yeah, come on.
Yep.
Got it, good.
I'm taking this way.
If I come this way from this side,
But you got the longer.
I like the throw. I like this call.
I think it curls plenty on that side.
You got it.
What do you think, like that?
Coming from this way.
Commit to the shot. Straight on. Normal, take out.
From this angle, it looks like you got a better shot at it that way, but
Come on, guys.
I don't know what it looks like from down there.
Let go, Jim.
Okay. Give it your normal. I don't think you should have that.
Big shot here for Patrick McDonald. His last shot of this fifth end. The in-turn with plenty of speed, trying to negotiate his way through that port in front of the rings. He will go with the out turn.
It's going to hit on that guard.
Needed to curl another 3 or 4 inches to get by.
I honestly don't think you could get to it going this way because it curls more that way.
I think we should have just drew in because it was a bad angle because that guard was so high. But
yeah, bad shot. We could have.
Missed by the U.S., so now an opportunity for Slovakia to get 2 or 3 points.
Prosím?
Na ten žltý ideme, po strede. Take out.
They could draw for 2. There's also a possibility of coming tight to the guard on the end turn, getting to the yellow stone and removing it, and counting 3. We'll see if that's the shot they have chosen.
Bráňo, viac. Viac. Stále viac.
Stačí iba.
There's the brush being placed for this shot. It'll be the end turn. Yes, they will be going for the 3 if possible. Through the hole. Makes contact with his own and rolls, but will only be the 1. Looks like only 1 red one better than the yellow. Almost the 3. It just had to curl another inch. And Monica and her team would have had that 3-ender. Juris knew he had to get just an inch closer to that guard. Well, that was the U.S. team was definitely holding their breath on that shot, because it could have been a 3-ender for Slovakia. Instead, it's only a 1-ender. After 5 ends of play, Slovakia leads the United States by a score of 4-2 in this opening round match. In the round robin, here at the Paralympics, wheelchair curling in Sochi, Russia, inside of the ice cube. Beautiful arena holding 3,000 spectators. It was the site of the Olympics weeks ago, and now for the Paralympics in curling. Well, Slovakia jumped into that 2-0 lead and then stole 1. The U.S. came back with 2, and Slovakia held to 1, but almost a 3-ender there in the 5th end. So it's a tight game going into this 6th end. 4-2 for Slovakia. They have been the steadier team thus far. Monica opens up play in the 6th end. That one over curled. She would have liked that to stay close to the center line. Definitely advantage U.S. for the corner guard to draw around. So the U.S. saying thank you for the favor of giving us a corner guard, and see now if they can make use of it. Penny Greeley with that in-turn draw. See if she can find the weight that has eluded her so far. She just can't find that middle land.
Barely through that.
She can't find that middle land. The ice keeps changing every time she changes something with her weight. Monica, 36 years old. Birthplace in Nitro, Slovakia. She's played in 2 World Championships, 2012 in Korea when her team was 4th place, and 2013 here at Sochi last year. Her team finished 7th, and last year the Paralympic World Curling Championships were held here in Sochi as a test event. That was last January. Penny with her 2nd attempt of this 6th end.
I think it's when the rock comes to stop.
Plenty of handle on that stone.
Good job, Penny. Much better.
Is it going in? Is it going in?
And she is the only female wheelchair curler at the Green Bay Curling Club, and Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Seriously?
Very close to Packer Field there in NFL football, only a couple blocks away.
The rock was stopped and we were back here.
Nice shot by Penny. Finally found the draw weight there. Nice shot by her. And it's been the middle of the lineup that has really played well for Slovakia in this game so far. Dusan Patonek and Branislav Jakubek. There's that big weight again from Patonek, but not quite accurate enough with it. Just slides by. U.S. with a nice stone right at the back of the button. Half under cover. Partially protected by the front guard. And the man, Jimmy Joseph. Jimmy looking to draw another one in behind cover. See if the U.S. can keep the handle on these stones. They've lost a number of turns so far. That stone beginning to slow, but just crawls by and through the rings.
When you threw it, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah.
How the hell did I take off on me?
It's faster. Gotta watch.
This side?
Second attempt here for Patonek. Would like to be a little more accurate on this in-turn hit. And he also takes that well-worn path now, just past that stone, and seems to be a difficult stone to get to. It's partially under cover. Well, whoever can get the next stone in here certainly has an advantage in this end. The USA has the hammer, the advantage of last stone. So they're on their way to building an end here if they can make another good shot. Timmy Joseph needs to get by the guard. Once again, it was a bit of a loss of handle. Ice just a little bit flat in that area.
5'6",
But still a good guard.
It's better. It's just that.
When we look at the stone there, these granite stones weigh 42 pounds each. They were used for the Olympics, and also here for the Paralympics, and they took 10 days to get here from Scotland to Sochi. The stones of granite all come from the island of Craig, just off the coast of Scotland, where large blocks of granite lie on the beach, just ready to be loaded on a boat and received by the factory. The stones start out as square blocks.
Put one over here and split.
Stones start out as square blocks, and they're ground and polished into the beautiful shape we see today. On the side of the stone there, you'll notice the striking band area, which isn't polished quite as neatly. That's the area which contacts another stone, the striking band. David Palmer, the intern. Can he squeeze by? Oh, this is looking very good. Oh, nice shot. Totally in behind cover, right on the tee line. No double possibility off of that stone. Nice shot.
He's out of the house and we're all back here.
Slovakia not making too many shots this end so far. It's Patonek, the second, who's now bracing the chair, missed both of his, and it's now up to Branislav Jakubek, the vice skip, to come up with the goods. The hit removes the stone. Good shot, but rolls out. The U.S. still with the only counter in the rings, well in behind those guards.
Split the house, yeah.
Same weight, Dave. T-line weight.
The two players from Slovakia, the third and the skip, talking over at the back house while the U.S. has said split the rings. Draw one to the opposite side of the rings, they say. That's known as splitting the rings. And keep separation between their two stones so that no double would be possible. This one needs to get some legs and keep going. It just comes up short. A little bit different weight on that side, going from the center to the side rather than into the middle. The player's just not able to find the perfect path and speed. U.S. still counting one.
Však on bude padať. Či nie? Či blbosť?
Not very visible on that out turn.
Ideš?
Is that yellow one.
Musí padnúť. Tam to strašne v tých kruhoch začína točiť. Aj im aj bráňovi tým take-out dala strašne.
Well, they'll make an attempt on it. Radoslav Djurs will play the out turn. Chase that yellow stone in behind the guards.
Musíme ísť na úzko, ale lebo potom by ty preletel.
Well, he can definitely see enough to make the shot. Just depends upon the accuracy and the speed. Plenty of handle, a good spin on that. Just a rub of the guard, just another 10 feet of weight, and he would have had a beauty. Just didn't quite have the speed. Now, is there any way for the U.S. to get another stone into the rings? There's some ports, possible come arounds.
If we come up short, that's their next shot. Yeah, we could go this way. Yeah, with that there.
United States playing the out turn through the port, about a 2.5 foot port, so definitely negotiable to get through. And skipper McDonald will make the attempt. And this his first stone of the sixth end. His team trails it by a score of 4-2, and definitely has a chance to at least tie this game up if he makes two good shots. Just been a little bit light on his draw shots today. See if he has a bit more on this. And tap, will it be all the way into the rings? Yes, it is. That little bit more weight worked out good for him. Shot stone, 9 o'clock position in the 8 foot end. Second shot, the top right.
What, the yellow one that I bumped? Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Skip. Juris taking a moment to come down and have a look.
12-5. No 12-47.
Oni majú hammer.
His team is in trouble here. He'll need a good shot.
Tu keby, že už ale tiež normálne taký za...
Pozri sa ale.
Aj za 9.
To je jedno, idem po tomto.
Za 10 čo? No a keď aj bež, že by prepadol trošku a schoval sa, vieš, za naše gardy.
Well, the good thing for Radoslav is he just played this on his first stone, so he will have a good idea of how much it curls in this spot with the weight he'd like to throw. A good removal and a roll in to the middle. He would be right in behind the cover of those guards.
Riadny take.
The U.S. second and skip look on from behind. More weight than his first one for Radoslav. Oh, and what a beautiful shot. Oh my goodness, that is an absolutely greatest shot of the game. Just took the paint off that guard. Snuck by, removed the stone, got the inside roll. There's no way to get at it. Can't see it from the far end. Timeout being called by Patrick McDonald, skip of the United States. That will bring Coach Steve Brown to the ice. And boy, in curling, a half inch or an inch makes such a difference. If Slovakia rubs that guard, it's a draw for 3 for the U.S. Instead, they're going to be lucky to count it all now on this end. Very tough shot left for him.
What do you think? Well, saying. Try to come through the hole and out bite.
I don't know if you get through that hole, but I think
I know.
come
This way?
that way.
Come this way.
Or
Right there.
Coach
Come over
Steve
here.
Brown. Coach Steve Brown,
Okay.
from Madison, Wisconsin. His daughter Erica skipped the team for the U.S. in the Olympics just a month ago, a couple weeks ago.
Well,
And his son Craig
I don't
was
know if
the
he can get
fifth
through
for the
that
men's
hole.
team.
come this way.
the intern, enough to kick it out anyhow. I mean, if you come through that hole and got to the red one, I don't think you'd have enough weight to kick it out.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have enough, I don't think you can come around and hit and stay either. So, I don't know, you got to draw for one, which is really hard. Probably just play a solid 12, 12 and a half and try and run that back and get your two. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, the front one up there.
I can't come out there, but
I know you can't.
The front yellow.
yellow
Come to
into
the
that
side.
red.
And Steve Brown, the coach,
Show your
picked
12
out.
and a half or 13, 12 and a half. Yeah.
Steve
Let
picked out
Dave
a.
hold it, broom up by the rock so you know where to pull it.
Okay. It's either that or try to outdraw that.
No.
I'm comfortable with my draw
Timeout's
weight.
done. They're going to start our clock.
I know.
Steve Brown got his 1 minute, and then the official
come up
swooshed
right
him
next
away.
Go to Brock. Our
And
clock.
Steve picked out a real tough shot, this
It's
angle
coming
raise.
way-
Yeah, I
over.
got to hit it right here.
Yep, I would.
So I like that right there with a 12 and a half, 13.
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's go.
Should we cheat it a little bit more out or not?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to feather it.
Okay.
This is a big, big shot, and degree of difficulty is right up there. About 2/3 of that yellow stone would take out weight and drive it back onto the stone in the forefoot. But there isn't really any other good shots available. At least there's a reward if you make this. A chance to count two. Without the benefit of sweeping, this is a very, very difficult shot to get that precise angle.
Stay out! Stay out! Stay out!
Oh my goodness, only a ½ inch less of that stone and he would have had the raise. And wow, just so close. That was a beautifully thrown stone. Very, very accurate, but no reward. Just didn't curl up at the end. And for Slovakia, they dodged a bullet there, stealing another point on a near miss from the skip from the USA.
Quarter of an inch or half an inch.
Line up.
Quarter of an inch to ½ an inch,
All right.
said Palmer. It over curled only by that much. So the score,
Right.
after 6 ends of play,
We have to
Slovakia
play corners. We have to get two in this end.
leads the United
Okay.
States 5-2.
So they're going to come in corner, but we have to be precise on those weights. Okay. All right. Let's get two.
Pome.
Slovakia happy with their play so far and their good fortunes. And the U.S. talking about how they can cut into this 5-2 lead by getting a 2 or 3 ender in the 7th end. Game not over yet, but the U.S. has got to put the pedal to the metal now. Get some quick points.
A čas máme dobrý potom. Aby ste vedeli, výcesky, hlási čas.
Thank you.
Paráda.
Monica, 36-year-old, the lead on this team. Once again, most of the ends she's been playing, she started with the end turn. Does appear to be her favorite turn. That stone over curling a little bit. She would have liked that white right in the rings by the button. But there's a lot of swing to this ice today, a lot of curl, about 4 feet of curl. And anything that's a little bit inside the broom really goes hard.
Ani mne.
Hey, look,
Penny.
Penny playing the out turn. You'd like this just short of the rings to be used as a guard, which they can draw behind, but in the rings is not all bad.
That really floated in there.
It is a counter. The U.S. lying one thus far.
I don't want to bother you, Daryl.
I thought I was going to hog that.
I got 3 people down there concerned about the time. That when you're supposed to move over to the side and come back.
So far in the game, Monica's only played 1 takeout. This is her second one. Needs contact. Well, contact, but not hitting it far enough. The other one still stays in for shot stone. Needs just another 5 feet of weight to make the removal. Well, the U.S. now has a chance to build a house. Penny can have good draw weight on this shot.
Inside. Slide light.
The social worker from Green Bay, Wisconsin. A little light on the weight, just barely over the hog line, but usable. The U.S. certainly has some rocks they can draw around now. The middle of this lineup has been strong for Slovakia today. They've made a lot of good shots. They've been pretty darn accurate on their hitting. A nice takeout there from Dusan. Well, that'll certainly keep the U.S. from building a house and scoring a bunch of points.
6-7.
Jimmy Joseph, a 51-year-old, born in New Hartford, trains 5 days a week.
Come on! Yep. Come on, yep.
Wife Sean and daughter Jana are probably watching. Goes out of the Utica Curling Club. There's one thing for the U.S. today. They've just struggled a bit on that draw weight. And either conditions changed for them a little bit between the practice and the game, or they just haven't been able to quite find the weight. Slovakia looking for a good place where they can put this stone to lie 3. Certainly a blocking shot would be a good idea for them, just top ring and blocking an in-turn draw. This one will settle short of the rings and add to the more guards to the effort out front.
But we need 2.
Okay.
Hit and roll. Hit and roll.
Let's do a hit and roll.
Same thing. It's either that or sit on it.
I say the hit and roll.
Same thing.
Hit and roll.
Hit and roll.
You can't let them. You don't want to freeze because.
Well, I really like the game that
Don't steer.
Patrick
Straight in.
McDonald has skipped today. He has a really good understanding of sound strategy.
There you go, Jam.
It's just that the execution hasn't been there today by his players or himself.
Got the weight.
And of course, the best strategy in the world isn't worth anything if you don't make the shots. Nice hit, little roll. Will it stay for shot stone? Yes. Excellent shot there by Jimmy Joseph.
Not all bad.
Take.
Radislav Juris, a good strategist at skip too. And I would say he gets a fair amount of help from Branislav Jakubek at third. The 2 of them work well together.
Take.
The out turn, and we'll just watch how the handle's applied at the end. Nice throw. Doesn't like it so far. Contact his own stone and not get any good fortune. Doesn't raise it onto the yellow, so the U.S. the shot stone. Slovakia second shot. Patrick McDonald jumps in and says, let's put another one in behind cover. He said they needed two this end. And Dave Palmer not quite working as well on the strategy, I would think, with the skip. This U.S. team a little bit disjointed today and on their strategy, and perhaps the fact that they're struggling with their shooting a little bit is a factor. Well, that's a good raise into the rings. They were playing the draw behind, but the raise is pretty good shot too. U.S. counting two for the moment.
We got the house split, guaranteed to get 2 and out.
Palmer playing low on the percentages. Branislav 63%. He's been very solid today at the third position.
Vidíš ho?
But Slovakia still has to continue to make shots. That this 3-point lead they have could evaporate in a hurry. This is a key shot right here. Lots of concentration, big time focus. From Branislav Jakubek with the out turn. And he does make a big shot. The hit and remove just taps it out of the rings. It's a battle to see who has shot stone. As Branislav wheels his way down to have a look. He's had a great game. He has been really the star of the game, playing steady throughout.
Same broom.
Normal. Edge of the, there we go.
Ow.
Nope, that's where they had him.
Penny helping to read the ice. A big shot here for the U.S. If they have any intention of tying this game up on this end or scoring two, this is a big shot.
Come on! Come on! Good job. Come on.
Will it have enough weight? Taps it back. Very, very close. So definitely the U.S.'s shot on the right-hand side of the screen. But I doubt that their second shot. Juris has a look. That one just needed another inch or two of weight from Palmer to be lying two. Definitely some possibilities here. It could draw behind the center guard and get right in behind cover. Could ignore the shot stone. Or he can chase it on the out turn. Looks like that's what he is playing. Radoslav Juris, he's the president of the Wheelchair Curling Club in Slovakia. He spends a lot of time around the sport. Not a very good handle on that stone. See if it'll keep the out turn. No, it goes the other way. Boy, that's a difficulty. You know, these players, they practice and work hard and train all the time, and still sometimes it's difficult with the stick to get that perfect handle on the stone. Both skips struggling today. But it has been really the third for Juris, who's been the steadiest, and that's why they have that 5-2 lead.
Yeah, well, it's slow out there.
Okay.
Well, they talked about the weight, a little slower, a little stickier on the weight out here by the boards, by the sideboards.
You guys are further out?
Now wait a second. Now how hard was his coming in? I think Dave only threw probably about a 10.
Yep.
Okay, so don't feel like you have to throw wicked weight.
Oh yeah, no. That's pretty much what I'm throwing is the same weight as him.
But he was out a little bit. He pushed out just a little bit, and it came in that much. So if you're going to throw an 11, it's a good broom. But if you're going to throw a 10, then he's got to teach you out a little bit more.
No, we're just throwing a few feet through the house weight.
You got it.
The team giving lots of encouragement. Pat McDonald needs a good shot on the out turn.
A little bit more on that if you're going to throw lighter, honey.
I threw that.
You gotta throw like a takeout, guys.
Dude, I threw that.
A little light on the weight. And the teammates
Takeout weight.
not pleased with the effort.
I'm just saying, when you said that, it was like, okay, I threw that, and that felt like through the house weight. So.
By som išiel toto zakrývať.
Majú jeden lepší, čo mám zakrývať?
Čo majú?
Však ten lepší, žltý.
Aha.
Čo im mám zakrývať?
On nemá rotáciu ten tvoj.
Nemal, ja viem. Skúsim ešte raz.
Ešte raz to ideš?
Keby som trafil červený, možno bude rolovať sem, vieš.
Počuj, nemusí byť taká pecka zasa.
Korea 48.
Tam to strašne padá.
Norvég 65.
Však tak, no, za 9 nie 7.
Štvorka, Korea 15%.
Slovakia talking over the strategy. They could draw behind the center guards, or they could attempt that out-turn takeout again. That is room for the out-turn takeout. His first stone for Radislav, just didn't have the proper handle. The amount of spin and took the other turn. See if he has better fortunes on this shot.
Zase bez rotácie. A od červeného.
Better turn this time in pretty good direction. More weight. Unfortunately for him, just a half-inch off. He chips and rolls. USA still with the shot stone. Looks like only one, though. It looks like the red at the back is second shot. And that's pretty well protected. See what kind of a shot the skipper, Patrick McDonald, comes up with for U.S. They have a chance for two here, maybe three. To make this game tight going into the last inning. In-turn draw attempt. Into the rings. Will it stop in time? Yes, close.
Serious?
Seriously, man.
McDonald races down the ice to have a look.
Go! Measure for three.
Looks like it's two for the U.S. and perhaps a measure for three. Players look at the stones, see how much room there is to the edge of the rings.
Je ten, čo prišiel, ha?
That one's got that one by like an inch.
All right, guys, we have.
Yellow. Okay.
Okay, U.S. says no, it's not three. We're only taking two yellow. It's the third shot stone definitely belongs to Slovakia. But still, it's a two-ender. And that tightens up the score. Big time going into the eighth end of play. This match far from over yet. As the U.S. has narrowed the gap. They have four now, Slovakia 5, but the comeback is well underway for the U.S. to come back and possibly win this game.
Dvojka nemala byť do ryti.
Aby im stačila jednička. A to dáme.
Idem tam.
Takže ten zadný nebol lepší.
So after 7 full ends of play, with that 2 in the 7th end, the U.S. has narrowed the gap, and Slovakia leads it by a score of 5-4, going into the final end of regulation play, the 8th end. I'm pretty sure we'll see the U.S. play a center guard here. Hopefully get Stones in behind it and definitely set up a steal for this end. They have to steal this game now. They don't have the advantage of last stone. Penny playing that stone towards the center. Wanted just short of the rings.
Deep?
But not all bad. We haven't seen very good hitting so far from Monika Kunilova, the lead for Slovakia. So that stone might be in a good spot. We'll see. She has a little bit more difficulty throwing the big weight. Doesn't seem to be pleased with that one. And this over curls, and U.S. is left counting one. Just a little disappointed with that shot. I would say the pressure now really reverts to Slovakia in this match. They've led it the whole way after stealing 2 points in the first end and then another point in the second end. And now the U.S. is coming after them. Plenty of handle there for Penny. She gets there a little tired on their team of losing their handles. So good spin there, stopped in a real good spot. The perfect guard.
Very nice.
Right in front of the rings. Very nice shot, even raisable later for the U.S. And with the 4-rock rule in effect in the free guard zone, Slovakia unable to totally remove that stone from play until after the leads have thrown. Monika playing an in turn again. They can tap that stone that's in front. They just can't totally remove it from play. The penalty is if they remove it totally from play, it goes back and their shooter would come off. 2 misses there for Monika in this 8th end. The U.S. is set up pretty good now.
Appears to be running just a little bit faster on this side.
And this is where the experience of the U.S. might really come into play. They've been in 7 World Championships before, and this is their 3rd Paralympics. So perhaps they've gotten over the jitters now and are back to playing well. And there's another lost handle. Oh, it seemed to have lots of handle too.
It's that side.
It's that side.
Something with that ice.
Something wrong.
There's like that's 5 stones on that left side.
Yeah.
Pat's lost his. It's coming down here.
Well, the free guard zone no longer in play now. We're past the 4th rock of the end. Petonak can play full takeout weight on this guard and remove it. Will he get the double? Oh, almost. Rolls in for a biter. And that's not his main concern. The main concern was to open it up and perhaps get the double. A good shot there to give them a chance to get at that shot stone. McDonald says, no, sir, we're going to have to guard it back up.
Lighter than before.
See if this stone can keep its turn. From the stick of Jimmy Joseph. And they've had at least 6 stones in this game change handle. That one's better.
Come on, come on, come on.
Nice jam.
Good guard. Just about the perfect guard. The U.S. will be either hoping for an entire miss here from Slovakia or perhaps a shot hitting it on the nose and leaving a guard right there, which they could draw around again. Dusan Petonak throwing big weight on the end turn. He's been very accurate. Well, there's the hit, but he does not make the double, and he stays with the shooter on the center line. That works good for the U.S. as they try to steal this 8th end of play and send this game into an extra end.
Like it? You like that?
Dave Palmer, the 3rd. Going with the out turn. Definitely got that a bit inside.
Yeah, you think? What the heck was that?
Just barely over the hog line. And
10 feet of curl.
guards the other side. Not all bad. At least it offers a bit more protection for the forefoot area, making it difficult
really
for
light too. You almost hogged it, but still.
Slovakia to perhaps draw there on their last stone.
Who called the timeout?
They did.
Slovakia, Duris, calling a timeout. And we'll get to see their coach, Frantisek Batonek. As the team will gather to talk to their coach.
Asi po žltom pôjdeme.
Well, they can talk strategy while they wait for their coach to make it from the coaching bench down to the ice area. But they're not talking too much strategy so far. They're just waiting it out for the coach to get there.
Žltý či červený?
Braňo ideš, hej? Ideš na žltý.
Hej.
Najhoršie, čo môže byť, že to vyhodíš do strany a netrafíš nič.
No.
Ideálne je trafiť žltý a skryť za gard. To je ideálne, ale...
Ten kameň tam chceme?
Ktorý?
Ten náš gard? Nie je lepšie odstreliť ten gard?
Nie. Keď my ho trafíme a zarolujeme do predných červených, budeme najlepšie, hej? Ale hovorím, keď odídu obidva naše, nič sa nestane.
My tam máme zakosnutý jeden.
Keď chytíš ten červený gard, tiež sa nič nestane, lebo to odkryješ, hej, hovorím. Takže najhoršia verzia je netrafíš to.
No.
A potom všetko ostatné je dobré. A ideálne je trafiť ho a zarolovať, hej, ale to, rozumieš, to nevadí. To proste dať preč jeden a keď nie, tak ten preč.
Máme tam jeden zakosnutý, to je dobré.
Ale
Že keby na konci, vieš, ako...
Well, the 1 minute timeout is over. And Slovakia will come up with the shot what they would like to play. I would say they definitely listened intently as their coach outlined the possibilities. He's been the best player on the sheet of ice today. This game on sheet D. Branislav Jakubek at 66%. Curling big numbers today. He's been accurate and he's had the good draw weight too. Now he's required to make another big shot. This on the outturn, a removal of the USA stone at the corner of the forefoot. And he looks intently on. Just rubs the guard, but opens it up. So that's what the coach had talked about. Either get rid of the yellow stone in the rings or get the center guard and open it up. Either's a good shot. It was a good either or. Reverts the pressure back to the U.S. to have to guard their stone.
Go out to the boards, Pat. Out to the boards a little more.
And for Patrick McDonald, as the team talks about the amount of ice taking, they haven't hit the broom real well on and lost the handles sometimes. So I don't think we can blame, anybody could blame McDonald for being a little bit mystified as to the correct amount of ice to take.
He's gonna dig, watch.
It needs to fight its way over the hog line. It doesn't quite make it, and the official will come and take the stone out of the play. And
oh my God, what happened?
no fun making a hog on that hog line. A miss by the U.S. really lets Slovakia off the hook, as now they have a wide open takeout to remove the U.S. yellow stone. check out the accuracy on this stone. Jakobek with the in-turn hit. He makes it, removes the yellow stone, and first things first, it wasn't that big a deal to hit and stay, but definitely get rid of the stone was the first major goal, and he did that.
Yeah. Huh? You like that?
Just inside 8.
Well, the U.S. had it going pretty good after some good shots by, one good shot by Jimmy Joseph. It set this end up.
Get behind that red one.
And Penny had made a nice draw into the rings too.
Got a stick?
Now it's up to their skip to bury a stone in behind the guard. Only 2 stones left for the U.S. and they need to steal at least a point to tie this opening game up in the round robin against Slovakia. And taking nearly 5 feet of ice, and that's probably what it needs. And probably just a little bit more speed than he's been throwing so far in the game. He's been a little bit light on some of his draw shots. Not able to get the perfect feel so far today. McDonald with the outturn. And he's hoping and praying that this one works out better. Let's stop in time. Oh, beautiful line, and just went 6 inches too far. Not quite shot stone. Boy, that was absolutely perfect line to get in behind the guard.
See anything?
And that stone totally buried in behind, but just went too deep.
Daj si pozor, aby nám nepreletel. Vieš? A máme hammer.
Well, we'll see what Juris plays here. Could just play more of a blocking shot, the outturn draw, just to block the, stop the top 8 foot and block the line.
Teraz neviem, Dori, či som si nie istý.
A urobiť prelet?
Nie, však akože vyrazia, majú dvojku. Čo si?
Viac.
Monica in to support the chair.
Vieš, len keď mu ho tam nehám, si, on sa mi ho oprie, alebo od tej zároluje mi lepšie.
Radoslav Juris with his opening shot of this 8th end. I'd like to stop this just in the top 8 foot. Well, that's a pretty good shot, though, right into the, just biting the 4 foot, and it really prevents the U.S. from drawing behind because they wouldn't be shot stone. The U.S. is going to, definitely will need to play ahead on that. The hit and the roll, says Patrick.
Oh, it is. Okay.
You're scaring me. Scaring me. Oh my God.
Well, the perfect hit and roll in behind cover is what he's looking for, is Patrick McDonald on his last shot here of the 8th end. And he hopes not the last shot of the game for him. He'd like to send this into an extra end.
Yes, we will.
Joseph provides the support.
Nice full 12, right? Yep.
The player's feet are not allowed to touch the ice during the throw. Hence, the chair behind provides the support. Looks good.
Come on, baby. Come on.
The hit and the stay, not the roll, but hit and stay for shot stone. And now it's up to the skip from Slovakia to see if he can remove that stone to win the game.
Znútra. Znútra.
This the final shot of the 8th end. Slovakia leads it by a score of 5-4. If they can make this Yellowstone go away, they will win the match. Plenty of weight thrown from the skip, Juris, as he watches closely. Yes, he has contact. He moves the Yellowstone. Slovakia gets the single point up at the top of the 8-foot, just biting the rings. And they will get the first win in the round robin here over the USA. USA will drop to 0-1. Handshakes around by all the players, congratulating each other on a fine match. And Juris made a nice takeout on his last shot to secure the win.
This is not
And he certainly can thank his third,
I don't know, I will ask.
Branislav Jakubek, for a good game today. He was the one who played in the 60% and really played well. So with that 1 point, Slovakia stops the comeback that was the USA was trying to make, and Slovakia wins it by a score of 6-4 in this opening game of the round robin in Paralympic wheelchair curling in Sochi. Slovakia very happy with the win. With their fans are cheering for them. And there was the star of the game right there, the third man. Branislav Jakubek, 61% for the game today. Really made it easier for his skip to come through with the conclusion of ends. We'll just look at some of the team accuracy today. Slovakia 44% overall, the US 39%, but Slovakia better in the third and skip position, and that really made a difference. And those are the points that go on the scoreboard. And the US struggled today a bit with their draw weight, a bit with the handle on the stone, just keeping the handle there. It's a result of this initial round robin game in wheelchair curling at Sochi, Russia. Slovakia 6, the United States 4. Look at Monica Kunikalova and the team. The star of the game, Branislav. Jimmy Joseph had a pretty good game at second for the U.S., 48%. And look at the appreciative crowd who cheered the teams on. Well, in this opening round robin match, it was Slovakia over the USA by a score of 6-4. Radislav Juris and his team from Slovakia outplayed Patrick McDonald and his team from the USA. They stole 2 in the first end, stole another one in the second end, take a 3-0 lead. And Juris and his team were full marks for their win today, as they gave the fans. And for Jimmy Joseph and his team from the US, they didn't play their best, and they certainly will have to regroup for the next game. So here at wheelchair curling, at the Paralympics in Sochi, Russia, in round robin game number 1, it was Slovakia with a 6-4 win over the USA.